So I wanted to make a video about my recent car purchase. It started off really bad, and then it turned out really good. But I wanted to tell you about the buying experience, so that way people can learn from me. And I used to be in the business, so I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. Anyways, so I was looking for a car. I've been in the market for a couple of years, and I decided that I wanted to get an electric car. Did my research, and the car that I really wanted was the Honda Prologue. But I decided I didn't want to get a new one. I wanted to get a used one because you can save quite a bit of money on Honda Prologues. That was the car that I wanted. So I went on the internet and did my research and pulled up the following site, which is Car Gurus. Found the car that I wanted, got the price I wanted, down payment I wanted, which was based on my trade-in, and even got approved for financing. So I had all of this stuff in place. Found the car at this Metro Honda in Oxnard, and I went into the dealership with my Car Guru's approval, price, and the person that was selling me the car, his name was Ryan. I'm not going to give any personal commentary on Ryan, just he was going really fast, if you know what I mean. But anyways, I sat down, we went on the test drive with the car. It was exactly what I wanted. The price on the window sticker was higher. I was getting $31,000. It said $47,000. So I figured it was probably the price, because if they're selling new Hondas, they don't want to have used ones on the the show floor, or on the dealer floor, that were so low, right? Because I was going to buy it for 31. They were selling the new one, the 1 year newer, for like 56,000. So we went for the test drive, and I pointed that out, and he said, "Oh, don't worry about it." He goes, "The price that you've got is the price that you're going to pay." I said, "Great." So then we sat down at the desk, at the deal desk, and as he started writing everything up, again, I had my approval. I was approved for finance. I had my price. Everything was in that email that I showed you. But I told him, I said, "Listen, I've been in this business for a long time before. I haven't been in it for years." But I said, "Listen, I just want car, tax, title, and license. That's it." I said, "I'll be your quickest deal of the day. I'll be in and out." And I've done this before. I've bought several cars this way. Once you kind of let them know that you're not going to buy anything, no matter what they try to sell you, they're like, "Oh, okay, so let's just make this a quick deal," because they're salespeople. They want to get their up back on the floor, right? And he said, "Well," he goes, then I can't sell it to you for this price. You have to take the ads. That's part of the deal." And I said, "Well, that's ridiculous. I've never heard of such a thing." And so he says, "Well, let me go talk to my manager." So he went to go talk to his manager, and we sat there for about 20 minutes, and he came back and he said, "Okay, well, here's the new deal." And he pulled out a deal sheet, and I should have taken a picture, but I swear to God that this was what was on the deal sheet. Instead of giving me $12,000 for my trade-in, he was going to give me $6,000 for my trade-in, and instead of $31,000, he changed the price to $40,000. I should have taken a picture of the deal sheet, and I didn't. But I was so pissed because there's no negotiating from that point. What he was trying to do is rip me off. This is what gives dealerships a bad name, is scumbags like this Ryan guy. Anyways, so we got up and we left, and I told him, "You guys really fucked up, So we left, and I was really frustrated because we actually drove an hour and a half because of the price. It was the color I wanted. Anyways, so I was pissed, and I've complained. The dealership hasn't reached out. I've gone to the Better Business Bureau. I've gone to Car Gurus. I've made complaints on all of them, and everybody's just kind of like, I think it's the industry. So they're like, "Oh, well, he didn't buy a car from us." So then I kind of just gathered myself again, and then I went online to look for a car, and I came across this website called Ever. Ever is an online website that only sells electric cars. And so I went through, and they had a great selection of cars. And then I found the one that I wanted. And it was a great price. There it is, $31,999. It had like 10,000 miles. It was this like sonic gray color. And I'm going to tell you something. It was the best way to buy a car. It was such an easy process. So I went online, I filled out the paperwork, emailed the person back and forth. They called me and said, "Okay, you like the car?" I said, "Yes." They said, "How much do you want to put down?" I told them how much I wanted to put down. I decided not to trade in my car, and we'll get into that because something else came up. This was a crappy experience that turned into a good experience. So Ever.com, they were super helpful, and they're not paying me to say this. I just think that it was so great. Found the car I wanted. I got approved for financing and got a decent rate via them. It's through a credit union. So I got the car for the price I wanted, the payment I wanted. They didn't try to shove a bunch of aftermarket down my throat. And literally the whole deal took me maybe 20 minutes of investment. We talked to a guy for 5 minutes. I filled out the paperwork, and literally as soon as I was done getting approved and I wired them the money, I had the DMV paperwork in my email box within like 12 hours. And so we filled out all the DMV paperwork, and then they charged me $195. They shipped the car from San Francisco down to Long Beach. They dropped it off. Super easy peasy. The car is in fantastic condition. I have no problem with it. And to be honest with you, I normally don't buy an aftermarket warranty, but they sold me a 7-year warranty for $1,500. That's a pretty good deal. Bumper to bumper, mind you. So, you know, I for $1,500, give me some peace of mind. My car only has a couple more years left on a warranty since it's a 3-year warranty. But, you know, but it was super easy to deal with. They were super honest. They were super nice, and it was super convenient. And so I got that car. And here I am saying goodbye to my old car. And there's my new car that got delivered. But the great thing was that the rest of the story is I wanted to sell my car. But again, I didn't want to go through the hassle of trying to sell it to somebody. So I went online to Carvana.com and put in my information. They offered me $13,800 for my car. Geez, that was $1,800 more than the dealership was going to give me at the other deal. So I ended up doing that deal, and that was easy. You know, so long as I gave them the title, I had the title, and I gave them the registration. I had to upgrade the registration. I got rid of my personalized plates. Super easy, right? Maybe an hour of time on my side. Drove to the Carvana dealership close to my house. They took about 10 minutes. They inspected the vehicle, and they had a check waiting for me. So if you're looking to buy an electric car, definitely go to ever.com. And if you're looking to get rid of your used car and you don't want to try to sell it and you just want to get rid of it quick and easy, then I would recommend Carvana. Now, none of these companies are paying me to say this. It's just that the automotive industry's got a bad name, and there's a reason why it does. And these two companies were very easy to deal with. So ever.com if you're going to buy a used electric car, and there's a great selection. And then Carvana if you're trying to sell your old car. So anyways, that's my experience. I hope people can get something out of this. Have a great night. Bye-bye.